of Kalia, and there it is. See, I'd reckon Liquid chose blue.
Whoa.
That's the Coach St. DeLucas trademark.
I don't know. Mr. SDL going in with the first pick Fanny.
Wait,
We're
wait,
not
wait.
going with the Suyo. It's been let through.
Somebody's gonna get a scolding. I don't think this is a St. DeLucas kind of thing. Maybe he just, my theory. He said, okay, first game of the day, you guys can pick whatever you want. Fabian goes, Coach, give me Fanny.
Because usually most teams would ban Fanny, especially when you're on that red side. This is one of the few times you see Fanny actually let through. But at the same time, Team Liquid ID also got rid of the Phobias, which is kind of raising some alarms. However, I like the first two picks from Influence Rage. Suyo going straight into the Cho. All right, checking the boxes here. Team Liquid ID going to go back to the classics.
This feels like a let's see what happens first. That Fanny, a couple of Fannies yesterday didn't work out.
Yeah, but it's not Fabian though. Right? It was Annabelle who was able to pick up the Fanny. Who else picked up the Fanny yesterday?
Kyrie.
Oh.
Yeah. Really bad time to take that comparison.
Right?
I mean...
And the Fanny was faced off against a Moskov NHO. The Moskov is still open.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Influence Rage, they have a really good opportunity to make sure that this Fanny's not going to have like a lot of pressure overall.
Do it, Fury. Do it. See what I tell you.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff coming in from Influence Rage. Now we're seeing that at least, you know, even from the Latam side, they've done their homework, and more importantly, they're really taking advantage of some of these key picks to make sure that TLID won't be able to just kind of walk over them in the draft.
But there's this thing about TLID. Sometimes their draft doesn't make sense.
Correct.
All right? Sometimes they don't make sense, but if they fall back into comfort, then it still works.
And this is still comfort. I'm
Exactly.
saying. Yeah.
Hilda for a run. Or it actually can still be flex. You know, sometimes Woody has picked up the Hilda before. So coming into the second phase, I'm looking at heroes for Woody in particular, right? Because the Jawhead's been banned out. He's been performing okay on the Cho as
He
well.
played all Jawhead all day yesterday.
Exactly. So what hero are we looking at? I'm worried about this type of thing. I'm worried about the comfort.
Mans can pick up-
Hylos?
Yep, Mans can pick up a Hylos. Mans can pick up a good Tot.
He's got options. I think out of all the positions, like Rome is one of the safer ones. I mean, you can play Badang if you want to, right?
That
Just to
too,
have some
that
form
too.
of disruption against both the Suyo as
Miracle
well as the
hates
Cho.
Badang.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a witty thing. My man's
I
Christian Witty don't like that Badang.
Well, okay, we'll see, because Selena's gonna get banned, so it even looks like Mr. SDL himself has decided, hey, I've done my homework too. You guys may be trying to punish my Fanny, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna win on everything. And maybe for once, we might just see a draft that's centered around Yehezkill.
Yeah, weirdly
The
enough,
Eve is open.
I was gonna say, since we agree that Witty doesn't like Badang, what if you throw the Hilda onto Witty, put a Badang on Aran, and then give Yehezkiel a Vexana? That's a good combo right there. That's money. You sweep the bushes with the Hilda, and you do the combo, ba ba ba, and you blast them.
Okay,
With a
okay.
Granger.
I like that. I like the idea. I like the idea here. Let's see what else, because Farson as well as the High Loss getting banned out for Influence Rage. So really, they've done good homework as we start moving. Badang gets banned out for the side of TLID.
They don't want to risk it because Influence Rage doesn't have an XP laner yet. Nothing on Fury. Rather, nothing on Jotun. So what they're doing here is they're afraid of the Badang because the Badang kind of soft counters the Fanny too.
Are we agreeing to call him Jotun or Yut? Because
Jotun,
it is technically
It's Jotun.
it's Jotun.
It's Jotun.
It's technically
So
Slavic.
Jotun.
It's Jotun.
We're
With
just
a Y.
agreeing on this because man, I don't want to say that it's
Or
Slavic.
monsters,
That's a terrible way of calling it. But initially, it means giant
Yes, it
in
does.
Norse.
He is quite the Yeah,
Norwegian? I don't know.
He is quite the giant of a man.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He stands very tall. But even so, now with these bans coming through, really intelligent from both sides. Red side will take first pick in the second phase. It looks like the lock-in's in, and it's going to be the Valentina. Actually, I like this as a blind pick.
It makes sense, right? I mean, technically Lucas is still open.
Uh-huh.
And plus, okay, the Jushin is actually left open, so he's going to be able to take that up. I thought it was in anticipation of the Eve
my
that wasn't banned
God.
out just yet.
But
So
no.
maybe TLID forced on the Jushin instead of the Eve.
Yeah, they changed totally. Because by that Valentina pick alone, you block out the Vexana, you block out the Eve, and then they're like, okay, I guess we're as we say, playing the paint. We're going all in.
Exactly, but at the same time, I thought that TLID was going to like avoid the key ults here, right? You make sure that you have your Crimson Beacon ready to go. It's not like you wanted to steal Jushin's ult, but then you lock in the Kali almost immediately after. Now IR have 2 ways of actually finding strong initiations against your team.
But this is a lineup you don't want to initiate against. You kind of want to ult that gives you space. The best thing you can do here is the Crimson Beacon. That's it. You just have a dash out.
Oh, and then the final lock-in of Glue. I'm not gonna lie with you, I think IR have a really good draft on their hands to make sure that Fabian isn't able to accelerate this game. This game's gonna be like based on what it looks like, both Witty, Aaron Shikin, as well as Aran to kind of create the tempo for those opportunities for Fabian to come in.
I agree, and we saw him struggling on the link because of the exact same reason. So the fact that IR now have a lot more tools to utilize, this might be a problem.
It could go either way here. Our first best of 3 is going to kick off as we're ending off the draft. TLID versus Influence Rage in a best of 3 banger here. I'm going to leave it to our lovely, lovely casters. It's Leo and Eterna taking you guys into the Land of Dawn.
Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Our opening game, our opening match of the day here at the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters. And we're going to see exactly what IR are made of. A huge upset yesterday when they were able to take down Bigatron Esports from Indonesia 2-0. Let's see if they can slay yet another Indonesian titan.
Yep, this is the defending champions of MPL ID. Team Liquid ID. Here's what's scary, all right? Here's the reason why I'm so adamant on defending why Liquid ID drafted this way. I don't want this powerhouse team to not be learning from yesterday. I don't want to see them force strats where clearly they could be doing better. Fabian coming in, oh, all right. You know, they could keep doing that, and then IR is going to keep learning. It's going like, yeah, they just want to have us get baited out. Let's just not give it to them.
I mean, at this point of the game, they can, right? Because most of the ultimates coming from Influence Rage aren't there just yet. Those that are very integral to be able to stop Fabian. So we do see him playing a lot more aggressively, and here is another example.
Oh my lord, did he steal? Yes, he did! Oh, that's a buff denied! As well as the silver lining, the kill on Yotun!
Yeah, which is not as great for Influence Rage, especially they have the Suyo. We talked about the Suyo a little bit in the pre-show, the fact that he's already very strong in the early stage of the game, and you do want to try to look for a snowball. Meanwhile, again, a little bit of trade-in damage onto the mid laners here from the side of Influence Rage, but it's still a-okay. But again, this is what we're going to be expecting up until that level 4 point. So right before the turtle, I think things can kind of shift in favor of IR.
I'm thinking how you recover with that. Quick jump in by Witty. Forcing the retreat from Yotun in Monsters. The jungler from Natam, I'm wondering how he is thinking about approaching this turtle fight, because if that happened to me, my purple got stolen and I got killed like that, I'm not touching anything close to it. Now Paquito in trouble, goes down, Yehezkiel gets a kill, and as well, the Cavalry scores a big early game objective.
Yeah, he can't right now, right? The fact that they're already, what, 2 levels ahead? 3 levels ahead, rather. Fabian onto Jotun. Not the best way you want to play around this. No contest. Fabian, though.
Oh no, Monsters gets the grab. Did he even get the orange? Yes, he does. So there is a punish, yet still Team Liquid ID walks away with a little something.
Okay, so that's...
Oh, another grab and a takedown! Monsters, the hometown advantage. Will get one down, though, as Witty punishes.
But he traded for 2.
He did.
He traded for 2.
It was
one
worth
of
it.
which was Fabian, right? So it definitely was a worth it trade, considering... Oh, wait a second, in the bottom lane! Aaron
Shiki! 2 on 1!
That's unfortunate.
How did that happen, Shiki? They touched you, man. Come on!
I mean, Aaron Shiki, not the best of laners. Sometimes he gets a little bit egotistical when it comes down to the laning, so not really sure what happened earlier on before. I'm maybe looking at a pick coming from Paquito, considering he doesn't have the Way of Dragon up. But, well, that's what their composition is now for, right? For IR, maybe they can't take the early game, but they're looking to try and work around Fury and the Moskov and maybe wait for that power spike to hit.
Yeah. Earlier, we're looking at one more. Paquito goes. Weedy gets another. And Chan here does have the Tsunami Slam. Gets repositioned. 4 members of Liquid ID circling around. currently, TLID are at what? Eterna, would you agree, like a half step ahead? They were 2 steps ahead earlier.
Yeah.
Now, with the trades and, you know, the give and take, I think they can do better at getting a more advantageous position. Influence Rage know exactly how to punish.
They can be a lot cleaner, but we did talk about their composition earlier on. The fact that Influence Rage have a lot of tools to kind of be like, hey, Fabian, okay, we get you on the fanny, but we have tools of our own to kind of shut you down. So it does make sense why we do see some trades over the board, except for, of course, what happened to Aaron Chiki earlier on, but Boosters already quite aggressive.
Turtle currently at a quarter of its health. Look at the back line here. A scramble, a kick coming in from Paquito. That's a revitalize. Popped already. Oh, rather, no. This is a flicker. Witty, it was actually the passive on the Kalia, and Aran just suffers a death there. There's a little too much damage in the back line. Now Jotun wailing away, looking for that choke slam. Does get the Crimson Beacon off, but that's another death suffered down, missed out on. That is Aran sent over, and a turtle scored by Influence Rage.
Yeah, he actually misses it. Fabian doesn't get the retribution down. And so that is actually going to be given in favor of Influence Rage. Leo, we were talking about this just a second ago. TLID being half a step behind of Influence Rage, and they're catching up real quick, real fast. Jotun was, what, 3 levels below Fabian earlier on? He's now level 8 to Fabian's 9.
Yep, and I'm wondering why that is exactly. Is Fabian changing his priorities, like suddenly going for fights, suddenly going for steals? And here he's forcing a response from Chan and Monsters, and he's, I don't know, does he get what he needs? Oh, and Paquito comes in with a full combo right underneath turret range, so I'm not so sure they're gonna get that done. Fury goes, Witty helps Aaron Shiki get revenge, and they're gonna push down that turret.
Okay, so we do see some trades over the map. TLID pick up yet another tower in the bottom lane, and Aaron Shiki finally gets a kill under his belt, considering he did commit to the Sky Piercer. So that is, what, 1 stack right now?
Currently.
Not the best, right? He has 2 items, Hunter Strike and the Sky Piercer. Meanwhile, for Influence Rage, we're looking at Fury, who only has the Corrosion side. So it will take them a little bit more time to get online. But for the most part, their mid-prio, their mid-trio from Influence Rage, they already have a lot under their belt. Fury Hammer, a little bit more damage as well onto Jotun.
Yep. Still amazing how Jotun is able to maintain a level of competition here. Threatened, even took that second turtle now, the last one spawning in that same spot. How does a map do this? Team Liquid ID, they can do better to play cleaner. The kick here, caught in by Aran, still surviving, dashing out. Paquito gets punished hard, and a Tsunami Slam on the one. Chan serves up a double kill for Aaron Shiki in the split. Looking for that grab. Will the untouchable one get one on him? Nope, the answer is no, sir. Weedy keeping back Jotun, and right now, currently the cleanest engagement Liquid ID has, converting into that tier 1 in mid.
That's why I was a bit confused. Did Influence Rage want to commit to the turtle take? Was that the plan? Because even the setup was a little bit messy as compared to TLID. SID doesn't land, so the entire thing falls, and this is a conclusion. TLID will be able to pick up this neutral objective, and the gold lead that they had shrunk down has now increased to 3,000. Yes, kill.
Forward, Crimson Beacon. Monsters in the front line. There's way too many members of Influence Rage here. In the paint, Yehezkiel gets punished. The way of the dragon keeps him down. Impressive how this young man on the show keeps up the aggression. Like he knows that his kick is worth something, and even if it's a target that isn't ideal, if it's not Aaron Shiki, if it's not Fabian, he'll still pull the trigger.
That was a little over-aggressive by Yehezkiel, though. What's his moniker? The ghost
of Jakarta.
The ghost
Everyone
of Jakarta.
knows this. Everyone knows this. Everyone uses his name.
The ghost of Jakarta, but that wasn't very ghostly.
No. They turned him into a ghost.
Yeah, he gets taken down there. Oh man. But you know, looking at the damage leaderboard, he's still #1 on the charts. So those kind of mistakes can be capitalized over. So TLID really need to be careful.
Oh dear God, Aaron Shiki put down to a fifth, a Tsunami Slam, taking down Chan one more time. Sitting at a 1, 2, and 3. Again, it isn't ideal for a Valentina to be stealing these low, how do I say, utility, just small mobility ults. Like, this is not worth it.
Absolutely not, especially when you give more stacks over to Aaron Shiki. I think the last time we checked in, he was at 110. Now he's at 410, so he already has
+3.
4 stacks.
That's math.
That's Fabian goes a little bit more aggressive as well with his build, already with the Malefic Roar as he goes back in.
Oh my god, once more Monsters serving up another kill, now at 5. Aaron Shiki, the untouchable one, living up to the name. Paquito gets punished once more. And so far, I think Team Liquid ID, they were just limit testing. Do you agree? Like, they were just seeing how much they could get away with in the early game. And now, at almost 5,000 gold, they put Influence Rage once more in their place.
They're snowballing, 2-0 trade. Yehaskiel goes in very aggressively, and that's going to be another kill given over to Aaron Ishiki. And did you just see that item that Yehaskiel just picked up?
He also has a Sky Piercer now.
Sky Piercer.
Again, the amount of damage Team Liquid ID is doing via Aaron Shiki's long-range blasts. Yehaskiel just constant pressure from short to mid-range, and Aran just, I don't know, randomly wailing away at a dude out of position. Those beacons that Yehaskiel are throwing out could be lethal. That's why he builds a Sky Piercer.
Yeah, when it was like just a docile kind of threat, just a utility base,
Yep.
it's now something that Influence Rage actually have to think about.
It's
Especially,
Dying to a thumbtack.
exactly. And essentially now Influence Rage, they have to be on damage control, right? TLID, they're spiraling out of control. Earlier on when we saw the stats, we saw that Aaron Shiki was 2,000 gold above Fury, so that's more or less an item above. And the problem is, being on a Moskov, you need a lot more gold and you'll need a lot more items to get to the power spike as compared to Aaron Shiki.
Yep.
Now, do they have enough time is the question.
I don't know, with these holy shields popping left, right, and center, I don't think they do, because I'm gonna say sorry to all of the fans from Latam. And oh, Tsunami Slam on the one! Paquito got out and got taken out. The grab on the Monsters. They might serve up one kill. Immortality popped here underneath tier 1. Down goes Shiki. Down goes Weedy. No, Shiki gets the kill. And they're stacking up on him. 7 already. This is Inhibitor. Pop. Influence Rage doesn't have the best high ground defense. Their wave clear isn't ideal. And that's why tier 3 and mid and bottom just go.
But by the way, this Kalea on Weedy,
Went.
he's been spamming Jawhead, picked up Cho once or twice, Hylos once or twice, and then now he comes out with a debut pick Kalea that we haven't seen ever, by the way, in the history of his performance.
Of ever.
Of ever. And this is the performance that we're getting from him. He's been able to find so many opportunities. Wait a second.
A stolen Tsunami Slam, displacing Aran. Serving up a kill to Paquito. And it looks like Team Liquid ID don't want to let that go. Not so quick. They took it personal. And Monsters get Tsunami Slam themselves, then blasted in the face by Aaron Shiki. 1-for-1.
1-for-1 trade. But this is right now Influence Rage that have to be on damage control. Did you think it was a worth it trade? Losing Monsters to take down Aran? Just Aran?
No, but that's the thing is, I don't think Influence Rage expected Team Liquid ID to respond in kind. They were like, okay, we'll do this. We'll take down Aran, and then that's their frontliner down. Like, you understand that Aran is their only real frontliner, because Weedy wants to pull them back into the team fight. And I think Influence Rage miscalculated how Liquid ID would take that. This is Aran. They wouldn't trade. They wouldn't fight for him. Apparently, Liquid ID. They did. Yeah, just, nothing comes for free.
I guess it makes sense, right? I was looking at the 8,000 goldie, but if we take a look at the items, it looks like Fury technically already has his Holy Trinity. So maybe that's one of the reasonings behind the decision. They were looking for an opportunity for Paquito.
Oh, that's an SOD. Thrown out. Waiting if Fury wants to respond. Paquito very low. Flickering back. Defensively used. And look at that. Monsters already got the grab. It's just a matter of time. Liquid ID is going to squish him out, extinguish their effects, and that's a Tsunami Slam once more. 9 stacks on Shiki, and the Lord should be all but wearing that blue jersey.
Oh, no way, right? No way. In no man's land, 4 members already on here, and Shiki already dealing this much damage. It looks like Aran wants to go for more, actually.
Fury fighting back, going down, standing, and gets choked out. Paquito goes, Monsters 2, like shaky deep behind enemy line, scores a triple. It's a wipeout.
They don't even have to go for the Lord. Already 3 inhibitor turrets taken down, and this is just the final push. Chan left all alone.
And it's just a matter of time. The base awaiting minions, throwing up that liquid recall. Game 1 goes to the cavalry.
Wow. Strong opening performance coming through from TLID, ladies and gentlemen.